I've got 3 hours remaining. Hey guys, it's me, K Fillet. Right now I'm doing a class of '09 morality tier list. I did a few edits myself to better fit with some of these characters. Class of '09, absolutely adore this game. I remember I first saw it last year. Maybe that makes me a fake fan, but I saw it on TikTok a lot, and I remember seeing a lot of clips on TikTok, and I was like, okay, this is funny. And then I saw the anime trailer, and the trailer for that, she was they're talking a lot about, like, oh, I love the Zan, Titty and Zan's, they mix so well. And then she was like, yeah, just like peanut butter and Percocet. I was like, oh my god! And for some reason, that one killed me, and then that made me just fall in love with it. So recently played both Class of '09 and the re-up, and fully a couple weeks, maybe a month or two back, and just loved it. Again, just fell in love with it. So some of these characters, I'm gonna try and rank their morality. A lot of tier lists have been made about this game, surprisingly, and sometimes I'm like, no. There was one dude who made a class of '09, like, which one of these people can be saved? Or which one of them isn't that good of a person? And they're like, Nicole, she can't be saved. But Kyler, he's not even that bad of a person. So yeah, no. Me, I say it how it is. Now we've got good, morally questionable, mentally unwell. Jail this feller for life. Technically not that bad, but still, we don't rock with him. And the chair. Now, let's see here. There are very few good characters in here. Very few good people, I mean. But let's see here. Uh, Karen, she's just nice. She has an eating disorder. Um, Yeah, I don't know. So let's see, Miss Ames. Miss Ames, she's the what's it called? The secondary school teaching. No, what's it called? The class for the stupid people. She's that teacher. And so she doesn't really do anything bad, but she is extremely racist and very lame. She's my least favorite type of person in real life too. She's the type of person that's like, well, this isn't real music because the words per minute is way off. And if you look at Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro's song, the words per minute are amazing. Like, I just hate that type of person. So technically speaking, she never did anything bad, but she is extremely racist and apparently did a college thesis on why interracial dating is bad. We don't rock with her. Ari. Now, she a lot of what's it called? Woobification. A lot of people keep making her and where is she? Emily as like these kind of like small baby characters. No, she's not a good person really either. She's just sexually confused. Um I was gonna put her morally questionable, but she is not mentally well, obviously. Um, she was like, Nicole, I'll let you do whatever. I'll let you smack me in public and beat on me and put cigarettes out on my neck. Or was that Jekka? Speaking of Jekka, Jekka, I love Jekka. My favorite character. My famous song, The Jekka Meal, was about her. Um, Not in a romantic sense. Uh, no, but just I just love this character so much. She's the most um, deep character. I feel it's really weird saying it, especially about this game. But I feel like there's a lot of layers to her because she's like she doesn't really care about anything, but she does, and the re-up really did great with her, you know. So I'm excited for the flip side because she, in the first game, she was just kind of like the best friend, and then the second one, she wants to go to college and she has plans for the future and doesn't just want to spiral into an eventual suicide like Nicole does. Speaking of which, where is Nicole? I can't find Nicole. There she is. I don't know what's. So I guess there needs to be more layers here because it was just like originally it was like bad jail. It's all of these characters are depth or have depth. I feel like she is not very mentally well, but she has a grasp on reality. A grown man, a police officer was like, "I'm gonna shoot you in the head," and she cried. Hilarious. But I feel like that's realistic, because honestly, anyone being threatened like that, sane, would freak out. So she did. So let's put another row. Make this one. I feel like that's appropriately titled. So first off, I'm putting her busted mentally. She's not right at all. Um, Dates an MS-13 member or something like that. Who's addicted? She loves heroin. Um, Let me see. She was saying all types of crazy stuff to Nicole's mom, and in one ending killed herself. Another ending, oh no, that was her. Uh, she's just not right, and yeah, I feel like she's quite not well. Trody, I don't even. Who is Trody? Kyle, Hunter. These dudes are just like NPCs. They are filler. Cause there's Trody, there's Brody, there's Kyle or whatever. There are like two bald headed dudes, and I'm just like some of these dudes. Um, I feel like um are just nothing. So I gotta put them in the tumbleweeds. They are nothing. They are just such boring characters. This dude. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. He got. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Trody, you, my friend, are such a non-entity. You are nothing. Look, this guy and this dude, they're just like an Echo Fighter. I just get them mixed up. Like what? Who? Who? Wait, who is this dude? Yeah, Trody. Um, who? What? Braxton. I was trying to remember. Like these two dudes are just so Trody and Braxton. Like they are just non-entities. They are nothing burger characters. So honestly, I just don't really care what happens to either of them. Braxton. Like, see, I can't even. Um, I don't even know which one is which. Again, I'm like, who? Braxton, class of '09. Trody, class of '09. Trody had the darker hair. So this one, he was funny because he was at the 4-year experience or whatever, the dropout. So I thought he was funny, but like, dude, neither of them are really characters. But this dude, I got him mixed up with someone because I just don't like his design. He is just so lame to me. Um, but him, I forgot about him. He killed his Jekka was like, you know what would he tried to like spit game at her or whatever, and she was like, we are not feeling you, but you know what would make us, you know, like you, kill your mom. And he was like, what? No. And then leaves, and then later on he's like, hey Jekka, what's up? I killed my mom. I got 5 years or whatever. So that was crazy. So I feel like he needs to be jailed for life. Like 5 years. I'm like, that is still insane. Uh, Let me see. Jekka, she's not well, but she's a good person. I feel like at heart. Well, no, she still can bully people to suicide. So every teacher in this game has made a pass at um Nicole or Jekka, any one of the female students, except for Mr. White and Mr. Lorie, I guess, and this dude, um, man, what's his name? No, not you, Mr. White, Mr. Lorie, um, what's his name? The civics teacher, Mr. Katz. I like Mr. Katz. He was funny. Mr. Katz, I'd have to say he is. He's not a bad dude. He was the only one who seemed to like actually care about how Nicole was doing in class, even though he's one of those teachers that is like, can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you? Like, he's just so lame, but I feel like he is an actual good person. And he gave, I feel like his was the most tragic because he only appeared in one route where you start selling crack. And in his heart of hearts, it seems as if he did actually care how all the students did when it came to their public service. He's just corny. But even, after finding out Nicole was a crack dealer, he was he was like, wait till I tell the school board about this. It's like he's just a crack addict, but he's a good teacher and a good person, which is more than you can say for most of these dudes. Jesus. First off, the coach, he gets the chair. What hasn't he done? Um, he killed Nicole in one route. He made all the students bully Nicole to suicide in one route. He, let me see. I think wanted to pay Nicole for like a naked car wash or something, offered to eat Lunchables out of students' cleavage. He's just not right. So I'm like, dude, yeah, no. Kyler, I love this picture of Kyler. It's him falling from the building about to hit the pavement. Oh my goodness. Nicole, I'm keeping you till the very end. I don't know what to do with you. So let's see, Mr. Burley, played by the famous Lyle Rath, known for his role as the tooth head guy in Smiling Friends, as well as the Gwimbly CEO of Smiling Friends. Let me see this dude. I'll let you kiss my nuggets. This dude, he's been around, but I just that was a more topical one. Let me see. He said his wife killed herself, and he felt pretty good about it, and then made Jeffrey start drawing it, and asked the class about how they felt about it. He's just not a very attentive teacher. He doesn't care either. So for the teachers, I'm going to be doing how they are as a person and how they are as a teacher. So, Mr. Burley, he's not a good teacher either. And apparently, off screen, made a pass at one of the students. I think they said stared down someone's t-shirt. Um, it's a hip new slang. It's called being a pedophile. It was like, huh? Well, I guess I can be a pedophile from time to time. He's not. Mm, mm, I don't know. Like, I feel like he technically goes here because he never, but he did stare down a student's shirt. This dude, oh my goodness, he never physically does anything, but the stuff he mentally instills into students is whack. He's a pedo, and he's like, well, uh, who knows what'll be legal in the future? Um, Today could be gay people, tomorrow, them. He wants to say us, but he can't say us. He has one of my favorite lines in this entire series. They're all talking about going to a pool party, and then he's like, "Ladies, going to a pool party in the fall." I don't know what it is, but I just love that line so much. So, like, obviously, he deserves um absolutely the chair. Even though he doesn't do anything physical, he's still mentally unwell, predator, wop 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 wop, you know. However, this is the only thing I can give him a caveat for. He is a good psychologist, I'd say, a good counselor, because even though he tries to instill all this weird stuff into the students' heads, there is one point where he explains to Ari what abuse is, which helps her get out of her abusive relationship with Nicole. So I feel like that was good. The only good thing he ever did. And maybe him hinting at Nicole and Jekka having feelings for each other. But again, that was just him being Drakey. So let me see. Emily, a man, she's just not right. Karen, she's just a nerd. And oh, that's right, Karen. She's voiced by the one who did, I forgot her name, but she played Bulma in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I remember hearing her and being like, "Hey." So I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." Because some of these people I'm not really familiar with, except for like and Lyle Rath and Bulma. Oh, her Megan. That's right. She was the man. What's her name? No, 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 no. This one, Hermes in the dub. That was her. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. But other than that, I'm not really familiar. Crispin, dude, is a dork. He is just so lame. I remember. I feel like all of these people are they hit such a core with everybody because a lot of these people are people knew in high school. I remember once it was grad bash, um, or I don't know what they call it everywhere else, grad bash, grad venture, whatever, where like end of the year all the seniors go to like Universal or Disney World or whatever. We went to Universal, but on the way there it was like 3 hours because we live in Florida, but it was still like 3 hours. and went there at like 3 o'clock, and then came back at like 1 a.m. Got there at like 4 a.m. So on the 3 hour drive back home, there was this dude trying to talk to a girl. Was like, yeah, I can play the guitar really well, and some people they just don't. He was just talking nonstop, the worst game you've ever heard in your life, the worst riz, whatever. He couldn't. I was just like, but it was mind boggling because he was trying to like be like, yeah, I can kind of play the guitar and stuff like that, and I like Wonderwall, and a lot of people don't really understand all these bands and stuff like that, like Pink Floyd, and I just really like their whole message and everything, and I can play, Stairway to Heaven and everything on the acoustic, and she was like, yeah, yeah, and it was just painful. Because the whole bus heard it, because he was talking at like a normal pace, a normal tonnage or whatever, but it was just so embarrassing. So I was like, that's him. I forgot about it until this very moment. That is what Crispin represents. Um, he does everything for the attention of women, um, which is just so lame. Doing anything to seek validation from people who don't care about you, don't give any thought about you. It's just such a waste of time. And it's not like you can blame them because a lot of these characters are underage. They're children, practically 16, 17 at the most. But Crispin, I'm like, oh, you gotta grow out of this. This is beyond lame. Um, there's one scene where Crispin and Megan started talking to each other about like their inner journeys and everything like that in t-shirts. And so I was like, dude, this is like a feedback loop, just like when you yell into a microphone and then you have another microphone and then the noise just gets louder and louder and louder. It's just like that's what hearing that was like. I was like, oh my god, I hate both of these people. Um, he started fighting with Kyler, and they're like, we are not gonna have sex with either one of you. And then they both stopped and walked away. So I feel like he's just a cornball, but still, I do not rock with Kyler. Nicole's brother, dude, Canadian. She's a Canadian, hot Canadian ass. Ugh, dog. This dude, I'm like, I was like, he didn't do anything that bad, but he's 26, still 27 and some roots, still living off his parents, and which is like everybody's worst fear. But he dropped out of like DeVry or something and spits game at children. So no, chair. I'm like, dog, really? Hunter, oh my goodness. You, my friend, are just not. I feel like there needs to be some things, levels. Um, Separate from them, Jekka. Please. He's not well, you know. He's like a super gooner. He's crazy because he has like a high sex drive or whatever, but is dating a Catholic girl, Megan, and she just doesn't want to put out, and that's fine. Do what you want, Don't let anyone force you into what you're not comfortable with. But this dude was just so freaky. Dude, you know, sending 11 pictures in an hour of his PP nutting inside of jewelry boxes and on Uno collections and stuff like that. I'm like, this is not, stay over there. He's not like us. Jeffrey, I don't know. He's not the Punisher shirt. I love it. And then there's some roots where he has the Punisher shirt in a trench coat. I just think that is a hilarious fit on him. Jeffrey, I feel like Jeffrey might have been the creator of this game, SBN3 in high school, and that's why he resents him so much. Because in all honesty, I feel like Flintlock would say this, like I was a nerd, and she was like, was, but yeah, I was kind of a Jeffrey in high school, just doing. He has a lot of the same faults as Crispin, just doing whoa, Ultra Instinct Jeffrey. Um, just doing everything for the validation of women, even hurting himself, uh, just having generally bad social awareness, yet being so snarky about everything. Uh, Nicole was like, "Do people even think you're funny?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm funny, just not, I can't really tell jokes. I'm just like funny in a you had to be there type of way." I was like, "Oh, all the Pokemon stuff." Instead of Pokemon, for me, it was just like anime. There was a point where I was really into a few anime and then knew some stuff from other anime, and I just was like, "Hey, did you guys see that new Seven Deadly Sins episode? The animation is so trash." So seeing him, it really makes me go like, "Oh," which is I feel like again in part why I don't like him. So bro doesn't like him, but he's just like sexually frustrated, mad at the world, mad at his everything. But I feel like he could. No, he did shoot up the school that one time, and he did become a Nazi. But everyone did, because that teacher was really convincing, apparently. But dude, I don't know. I just don't. I think Jeffrey is hilarious. She was like, "Why do you always have to talk like a cartoon character?" And he took a picture of Nicole while she was in the locker room, and he was like, "Ah, finally, your luscious curves." She was like, "Why do you have to talk like a cartoon character?" And he was like, "I'll do what I want with my words, just as I'll do as I please with this photo." That is the funniest. One of like my top five lines. Oh my goodness. Uh, Officer Tomar. Yes, that's right, Tomar. Forgot Tomar, known for his famous role as Old Man Glep from Smiling Friends. Of course, the Christmas episode, and what's his name? Shaka or Khan, one of them. JoJo just did not care with some of these names. But yeah, Khan, he was like, "Yes, I'm the evil barber," and cut off hair and stuff like that. A lot of the just some Oni plays OGs, you know. Officer Tomar. I feel like he has a different name, but I just call him Officer Tomar. But Officer Tomar, I'd have to give him uh, jail for life. He shot at Nicole with his eyes closed. Just terrible timing for me to talk about this. But Jesus, this dude is not well mentally. I just I love him so much. Because Tomar, from what I've seen, Joshua Tomar, famous voice actor, he seems like just such a nice man, just like a nice Jewish man, and just so polite and so soft spoken. But all of his roles are like these burly, aggressive, angry dudes, and they're always making him say wild, just horrible stuff. Like he's Jewish, and then I didn't even think about it until now. He was in the Smiley Friends Christmas episode where he was like, "Yep, that's right. The Bible was right all along, and hell is real, and everything." Like I was like, "Really? You got the one Jewish dude saying that?" But he is really like, yeah, we have a little game down at the precinct where we fire with our eyes closed. And then he became a security guard after, which I feel like is the most realistic depiction of a police officer. right next to Barry, where they're trying to like where one detective on Barry is like about to figure out who is doing all these mass murders, and then there's the police force who's like trying to pick out like an esports logo for the killer. So they have a cool logo on all the folders and everything like that. So yeah, Kelly, I don't know. She's just like there. She did become a Nazi that one time, but then again, so did Jekka. I can't fault Jekka for that. You know, she's just a girl. Man, I sounded gay when I said that. Not in a bad way. I don't know how Class of '09 ended up in the girly girl sphere, cuz it's kind of like how American Psycho ended up in like the alpha male sigma male sphere, even though the book is making fun of him and the movie is making fun of him, and the movie was directed by women, written by women too, I think. um these super duper alpha male Chad bros are like, yeah, Patrick is on point, not aware that Christian Bale thinks he's a loser because he is. He pays prostitutes to hear him talk about like Huey Dewey and stuff like that. And so it's kind of the same thing here where it's like girls are like, this is the most realistic depiction of how, you know, life was in high school and everything like that. When it was written by a white dude who's like 30. I don't know how old dude is. He's up there. I just think it's funny, but like really confusing as to how uh Kelly mm, technically she didn't do anything that bad. Now some of these guys, Mr. Lorie. Oh my goodness. These characters are the most complex, I feel. Very complex. Jekka as well. Um Let me see here. Mr. Lorie. He is the art teacher who um his wife cheated on him, or at least that's what we initially think. He got a divorce. Nicole draws the divorce, draws the teacher killing himself, watching his wife cheat on him with the mailman. She gets expelled, becomes a Craigslist hooker, um, or MySpace. What is it? Some older site, and then eventually makes her way into meeting up with him of all people, confused and really realizing that he cheated on his wife because he couldn't stop affording prostitutes, and leading to her cheating, which led to the divorce. So in reality, he's not a good dude. Um, but I feel like it's weird because those are like normally bad things to do, but in comparison to like everything else everybody is doing in this game, it's like small potatoes. Because when he found out Nicole and was it Emily were taking pictures of him, he immediately was like, "No, please don't tell anybody." He didn't even try to like continue this or anything. So feel like he's not a pedo, but hey, he is not a good dude. So I don't know. He's not. He's. Ah, he just seems to have an addiction, so mentally unwell. These two, they kill people. She killed herself. That's right. The Seroquel and Percocet or whatever. Speaking of Mr. Percocet, Professor Perk, aka Kyler. Kyler is, if Jekka's my favorite, excuse me, female character, Kyler is my favorite male character. Oh my goodness, this dude is the funniest character in this game. What? What kind of Scared to see what else pops up. I don't know what is up with that Class of '09 subreddit. Uh, this is the funniest frame of the game for me. I'm gonna do it. If I land this backflip, I won't get hurt. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Um, this one too, that was hilarious. These like whenever they do a perspective change in these games, I feel like they are so funny. But Kyler, he's like my favorite dude in here, even though he's like one of the worst characters. Racist, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, even though that's just sexist. He's sexually frustrated. He's kind of in the closet. He's he seems like he just copies whatever his dad does or says because he was like, yeah, my dad's voting for McCain this year because he's gonna get all these, all our troops out the Middle East. Man, this game is like dated. I'm like, how did this is mad impressive how he managed to date this game years after the actual date. I don't know how to describe it. Like, where you're watching Transformers and then they're like we can do it, or like they talk about Obama or something like that, and you're like, wow, this is dated. That's what he achieved here. I'm like, that is on point. Really topical references. Um, and I feel like that's what this game does best. It really sets a time period because a lot of the like they have sidekicks and stuff like that and PSPs and stuff. Um, Kanye, they're like, yeah, Kanye's dropping a new album. He just got out of jail, and then Nicole refers to Drake as like the actor rapper dude because he was still on like Degrassi at this time or something. I'm like, this is like interesting just seeing how people thought about people back then. Because at the time I was like 4, so dude, jail him. He is Oh yeah, he's apparently played with one of his teammates' asses while he was unconscious, and then molested a girl while she was asleep. So yeah, I gotta give him some points off for that one. Not cool, dude, but he's very funny, and he was willing to kill himself to prove to Nicole how much he loved her. Um, dude, the game is just a mess. Principal Lynn, like, dude, you suck, dude. I think she's a very interesting character, not just because of her gigantic globes on her chest, but mainly because she is kind of like the evil, not evil, just like she's Nicole if she grew out of being Nicole, because she does illegal stuff, not just letting all these teachers get away with all this ridiculous stuff they're doing, but also like her friends and I think her cousin ran like some illegal um plastic surgery ring and she was helping her with that. Think she might have had something going on with Nicole's mom. Don't know what happened with that. Um she is just not a good person. Whoa, what is this? Oh, but I feel like she no, does she care about her job? She's mad when she has to do work. She's just not a good person, not very good at her job, as she just seems to not really like Nicole or Jekka that much. There seems to be some favoritism from everybody towards Jekka because she actually plans on doing something with her life, which is what I'm excited to see. And the flip side, it said it's about Jekka's post grad life, and I'm like that's real because I'm in college right now, but when I got out of high school, dude, that was so scary. I was like, what do I do now? And I was going to all these colleges and everything like that. Wait a minute, I'm getting too real here. No, 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 no. Uh, Jail. There was one ending where Nicole basically blew the whistle on the school, and she got fired. And she realized that Nicole did everything she basically used to do, but gay didn't care because Nicole is controlled by us, the player, so she doesn't care about what happens to her. But she, Principal Lynn, she had relations with every teacher here apparently, and so bonded with them somewhat, or at least felt bad about wanting to report them, which is what this dude, the counselor, like established with Nicole calling him a marathon pedophile, which is like making you feel bad by instilling all these beliefs in your head that kind of promote it. So I feel like that's what all of them kind of did to her subconsciously. Again, very interesting little like this game is so goofy, but I feel like when it gets deep, it's fairly deep. I'm like, huh, okay. Megan, she's just not right. She is just so lame. She's a teacher's pet. She wants to be, you know, yeah, both of you together. I'm with stupid. Yeah, I'm with corny. That's what it needs to say. I'm with cornball. She is, she's lame and she's a control freak and obsessive and everything like that and rude, but she's not really a bad person per se. Nicole just doesn't rock with her and we don't rock with her. So she makes a game out of ruining her life slowly and causes her to have a mental breakdown. Hilarious ending, but but it's like she didn't really do anything wrong. She just wanted to be there. And then what makes it worse, I thought Nicole would feel bad at least, but she didn't, was when she gave the appearance of giving effort. And Megan was like, good job, Nicole. Like, I'm really proud of how far you've come and everything like that. So I was like, man, now I feel kind of bad. But the ending, funny stuff. Let me see here. Nicole's mom, jeez. She's kind of racist. She's like the soccer mom who coasts throughout life because she doesn't really need to try. She gets like 8 alimony checks a month, so she doesn't even really need to work for anything. Don't know how that's gonna work out for her. After Nicole leaves or when Nicole leaves, because a lot of endings she either gets kicked out or leaves or whatever. Or kills herself. A lot of endings for Nicole involve her dying or killing herself. Strangely enough, eerily enough, it is a weird amount of ways she dies. Um, Nicole's mom, she's just not. She, I feel like she does care at times, but it is a very toxic relationship. Some people have where it's like the my way or the highway type thing, and but there are times where Nicole lied about, teachers harassing her and everything like that, but she still was willing to go the distance and put them in jail and everything like that. So I thought that was nice. She obviously cares enough to let her brother stay for some reason. So, but she does have major anger issues, drinking issues, very neglectful, has so many prescriptions that she borders on being a drug addict. She is just not right. Um, She was like, "Oh, I want to so bad right now." Loki, when she said that, I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead, okay, yeah. But she's just not mentally right. She's just kind of weird. Um, I don't know. What does she do? She got a job once at the kosher deli where, Miss Adolf over here, uh, read off Mein Kampf, uh, that Nicole. I'm seeing a trend here. I'm seeing that mm, yeah. So she is just not mentally right, but she didn't kill anyone. So, yeah, he's a white supremacist. He never really, no, yeah, jail. I was like, he didn't touch kids, but he did start a race war and recruit students and then end up killing Jeffrey at one point. That was funny. Well, no, everyone else killed Jeffrey. Um, and in the class of '09 re-up intro, uh, let me see if I can find it. Where was it? In the intro somewhere, they showed Nicole. Saw that Nicole was like this beautiful pale white, and was like, I find it very pure, very interesting. He's a Nazi or a white supremacist, and so it's like, very interesting. I love your complexion. We'll have your photos looking superior. And so he had her model in exchange for like Red Lobster or something like that. And in the game, it seemed really reserved. Like she just wore a dress with the Celtic cross on it. When I saw that, my jaw dropped. A lot of people, when they were playing that, they didn't really know. Like, what is that? I think, but I was like, oh wow. You know, I'm like, I don't know what kind of forums or whatever SBN3 used to be on. I'm kind of concerned, uh, but I feel like he is very well equipped to handle this knowledge. People always are like, "Yo, SBN3." Like, I feel like SBN3 is going to be one of those people where something eventually comes out about him. No offense to him, but I feel like something's going to come out, and then people are going to be like, "No," and I just like, yeah, like it makes sense. There was one thing where someone was like, "Here's all the bad stuff Soul Bro number 3 did." He was, he said he dated a 19-year-old. I was like, what? I was like, what are we even talking about? What are we doing here? But I feel like if someone were to be like, here are some old DMs I had with him where he said the N word, I'd be like, yeah, that seems about right. Like, I'm gonna say he's racist, but I see like he's the type to have been racist in the past. But Mr. White, yo, he is very racist. One detail I liked is Jekka and Nicole confronting him, and Jekka is like really silent when he's like, "Well, why don't we have Black Pride and Mexican Pride? Why not White Pride?" And she doesn't really say anything, and Nicole takes over. But in the route where you don't go with her, then she'll be like, I couldn't really think of a reason why, so I joined him. So I just thought that was a really good, a really interesting thing. I feel like this whole game is really good with that type of thing, just like continuity, um, like a really good internal, um, you know, man, what's the word? Yeah, like a good internal consistency. It's really consistent. Someone will make a joke here at one point, and then later on in a different route, the same joke will apply in a different context. I'm like, what? So it really feels like there's a lot of thought and care put into the writing. Um, Kelly especially. At one point, when Nicole uses crack dealing as a charity, she's like, "Yeah, my dad does XYZ. He just uses the money from charities as a write off and then goes to Florida for vacation. That's what all of them do. Yeah, my dad does charity work and stuff like that." And it's just like a one off joke. And then later on, in Kelly's own route, she's like, "So Kelly, what do your parents do?" She's like, "I don't know. My dad does charity stuff." So I was like, "Yeah, that's yeah." And then my favorite example of this, I'm really trying to just hold off on Nicole as long as I can because I feel like she's a lot to dissect. But whenever Nicole has to lie, she's really good on her feet. But then Jekka, she always like stumbles and is like, yeah, and takes a second to get into it. And so when Nicole lies with Emily, like has to make up a lie, they immediately both of them click really well. And then she's like, "Yeah, whenever I do that with Jekka, it takes her a second." And I was like, "Yeah, she does take a second." So I'm like, so bro is on point when it comes to the directing and writing of the actors and everything like that. I thought that was cool. But Nicole, the creme de la creme of mental issues and anguish, she is without a doubt the most complicated character. Main Not just because she's the player character, but also because of her background. Because growing up, it seems like she grew up in a fairly bad household. Like her parents didn't love each other, and her brother, again, he was a Drakey, an OV ho. So he had his own problems, and but it seems as if says she grew up and became pretty, in high school or something like that. So means she was most likely bullied and had to use her wit as like an escapism route. So it seems like she might have always been a bad person, to be honest, because it said the first thing she says is her dad killed himself and put a suicide note up with a Cookie Monster magnet. Said Nicole's fault. Um, so I really don't. It's something that really doesn't get talked about enough. The Nicole's fault. Some of it is weird because it's hard to know what's a joke and what's actual character development. Because Nicole has been, shown to be really good at messing with people's emotions and dialing in on what makes them tick, just so that she can hurt them more. So when it comes to your father, the one person most people know the the best, it's like what did he do that was bad enough to make her mess with him? And it's weird because it's also kind of victim blamey. Like, man, look what Nicole did, but I feel like knowing her, she most likely did make him do it in some way. But it seems like she still liked him mainly as a way to get away from her mom, as she calls him, the second Christmas. She doesn't really care when he dies or when her mom dies that one time. Again, a lot of different routes, but she doesn't really have a plan. There's one ending where uh I think they get the PE coach arrested, and then her and Jekka get tons of hush money from the school, and then they immediately blow that on shopping. And then there's another ending where Jekka, no, where she wins the court case against the school after lying about it. But in the end, she ends up, winning all the settlement money from the school. And what was it? Yeah, she wins the settlement money and immediately just goes to Vegas, or no, Hollywood, and just starts blowing money. So she's just very poor with money. She's very, live, eat fast, die young, Avril Lavigne stuff. So I feel like she's the most interesting because she acts like us in the most literal sense, that she views life as a game too, that she doesn't really care about what happens after the credits, you know. So I wonder how something like that could apply for someone like Jekka in this next game. Um, Nicole, you know, she made, Jeffrey go crazy and kill everybody. She ended up, you know, she got him arrested and fired, made her go insane, um, drugged him, made her read Mein Kampf and get fired, and almost ended up in court herself, but walked her way out because she called hash browns latkes or something like that. Got him arrested, made him kill himself, and then gave him like a heart attack another time, made her get fired, almost got him fired, tried to get him fired, got him arrested, made him go crazy, made her go crazy, made her go crazy, and gave her a heart attack. Bribed him and then got him arrested. Ooh, it's just like, but she's so funny though. So it's really weird. Oh my goodness, what a tangled web she weaves. She just, yeah. I really don't know what to say about her. She's the most confusing because all of the dudes in this game, all of the people, all of the dudes are just bad dudes. And it seems like everyone in this world, or at least in this world's version of, the DMV area, is just horrible. Everyone is so angry and bitter and trashy. Love the air of white trash surrounding this game, but I don't know where to even place her. Uh, dude, just beyond busted. I don't even know because she's not mentally well, but I'm just like, dude, I like that tint of purple. So yeah, hope it's not a cop out, but she is just so weirdly complex. I don't even know where to place her. So yeah, this is my class of '09 character ranking. An hour long. Wow. Yeah. Tumbleweed, some Braxton and Trody, Good Person, Karen, Morally Questionable, Mr. Katz, and Kelly. All of these people purchase drugs from each other, buy drugs, drug each other, everything. But yeah, mentally unwell. Is Jessica, come on, why did you end up here? Why'd you do that? Lorie, Hunter, Lorie, mom, or Nicole's mom. Dude, this took way longer than I thought it would. But yeah, this was fun. Oh yeah. Um, I don't know. Whoever watches this, where would you put Nicole? Because I feel like she should be around here, but she just needs her own space. So yeah, that's about it. Um, tell me what you thought if you watched this, and uh, yeah, I like Class of '09 a lot. Tell me, tell me what the next thing should be on, because I'm not just gonna be no Class of '09 channel. But then when the flip side comes out, I'm most definitely gonna be talking about that because I'm gonna go crazy, go stupid. Ah. So yeah, bye bye. Tell me, tell me what you think. Tell me what to do. What else? Bye.